Hello everybody, Seeking a Story here, another episode of Clan AVG's Dota 2 Weekly. Is that what we're calling it now?
Guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't changed the naming.
Okay, well, Dota 2 Weekly. There we go. Joining me in order is Mr. Tracer, also known as Victor.
Hello.
And Mick, also known as Mike.
How's it going?
Oh, it's a going.
It's a good
Gurmagurd.
one.
Alright, so I guess we'll hop right into it, as our brackets got destroyed. And I mean totally destroyed. As European qualifiers decided to otherwise go awry. I believe you're the one that had the prediction that since every other one was going with Rock's Kiss, being at the top of the round robin, that they were gonna sweep the upper bracket.
Yeah.
It was so bad, but I was so bad.
So Rock's Kiss goes 9-0, and then in the upper bracket they go 2-1 against Mouse. Oh, I love it. The only people that Mouse lost to was Rock's Kiss, but apparently
There was so much consistency between the first and the second.
That was so ridiculous.
I guess I'm not sad, just surprised. I was very surprised. I'm not
Yeah.
upset that they won. It's just like, what in the world?
Well, I think the bigger surprise out of that was Virtus Pro. I expected Rock's Kiss to make it back to the upper bracket, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen at all.
I mean, I didn't expect Virtus Pro to get past the first matchup.
Oh no, I expected Coast to be the ones to play
Yeah.
against in the lower bracket, but they didn't do it. They couldn't make it. So it goes to best of 3 round 2, Virtus Pro and Rock's Kiss. Rock's Kiss loses 2-1 to Virtus Pro. Mouse Sports Virtus Pro best of 5, and Mouse Sports wins. But here's one I didn't see happening. Mouse Sports pulled a silencer. Pulled a silencer.
They did. I think both of them, in all of the games, I think there were 2 silencers in there. One a support, one a carry.
Yeah, I saw silencer on, what is it, VP's God, I think it was? Yep, God, and then NS. I think the second one was a support silencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys where as long as you have some just consistently get kills and stuff, he just continually puts the other team in a hole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no really other person that does it like him.
Silencer is one of those few heroes
Pudge
that
steals, doesn't steal strength, Pudge takes strength. So, I mean, when you get a kill, it's huge. It's 2 intelligence every single time someone dies.
Yeah, and it worked out at first, but games 3, 4, and 5, after Mouse was down by 2, the Slark. Who was
the Slark. That was crazy.
On Fata. Oh my god. Did anybody actually get a chance to see those games?
Yeah, I watched them.
Oh, it was ridiculous. That Slark third game, they steamrolled.
Like, it was so sick.
Yeah.
And it is. Like, Slark's one of those guys where, like, oh yeah, he's a snowball hero, but when someone gets a good start and is just able to, it's just disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, Slark was nasty. And then in the last game, I think they finally banned the Slark. Yeah, VP bans the Slark first pick along with the Lycan, and that opens up the Bat Rider for Mouse Sports.
It's so funny when you have a hero that's that good and you ban them. It's just like, okay, well, I'll get someone else who's actually just consistently better, and yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It's one of those tough. It's tough to ban out like a hero for one person because that means there's a couple heroes that you have to leave. So it's always a trade-off with the bans.
Oh yeah, they got knocked out in the.
What is unfortunate though is Faceless. Faceless, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of play. Which I really like Faceless. But since every time he's pulled, he loses.
Well, the problem with Faceless is he's good in Pugs, but he's not a big late game. He's too late game to be viable.
Yeah, but you can with the Mask of Madness and everything else, especially like when you have like Eternal Envy who will rush. I think it's Eternal Envy. Isn't that Carry on Cloud9? Is it EE? He rushes the Scepter, which I love because it means every 60 seconds you can fight on your terms, and it's so hard to deal with. And he doesn't need an incredibly amount of farm to be a mid-game hero, but if you get those 60 seconds up every time, you could transition into the late game pretty well. Because all you need is that Mask of Madness, some treads, and you can do a decent amount of damage with your team with you, but then you get something, you know, 1 or 2 more big items, and just by yourself you can decimate everyone in that chronosphere.
And Illidan was doing that whole mid-game thing, it seemed like at first, but because he skipped over Midas, went treads, and started just going for that mid-game sort of build, but then decides to build, BKB and Chrysalis without getting Ags.
Yeah.
And, never has the mid-game advantage at all because he just didn't have the team fights. While Invoker with, if you look at his, like, Midas, and then all the items that he has, if Faceless went Midas, he'd have a lot better late game, but they probably would have got stomped before that happened.
Yeah, it's always a trade-off. It's just, as a carry, you have to figure out how much space you actually have. And it's not always a good thing to judge, or easy thing to judge.
And it's unfortunate, though, because I'd like to see Faceless a lot more, but I don't know if they're going to, unless there's another team that's really good.
Up recently, he has. So, I mean, he's gotten a lot more play than ever since those changes to Chronosphere and stuff like that. He's had some decent amount of play, but yeah, he's not the most popular carry, but I have seen him a lot more lately.
Okay, so on to the next tournament, the other big one that's been going on, which was the WPC tournament. Did any of you guys get a chance to see that?
No,
I didn't
I've been watching
matches yet. I played around with the results, though.
I've been watching the ESL tournament.
WPC. So in the brackets, Alliance actually beat VG 2-1, which was the big thing, and then they lost to DK 2-0.
Oh.
Yeah, DK of all people. Like, I don't know. DK, I'm not expecting to be a strong contender in the internationals, but for some reason, surprised they stomped Alliance, especially after kind of all the talking that we had about how Europeans are being a lot more innovative. I feel like maybe they decided not to. I'll go through some of the picks and bans for Alliance, if I could ever get it to come up. There we go. So, sitting here looking, they're all standard bans. I feel like Alliance didn't do too much. They actually went with first round Luna on Loda and banned the Lycan and AA, which gave the Treant up and Bat Rider. Or gave the Treant up Bat Rider. No, Treant and Bat Rider got banned. But I mean, it's just one of those things, and there was a Chen on the team.
Treant, I have to say, I'm so happy he's seeing play right now. I love Treant.
I feel like Treant's good for early to mid game. But other than that, he's just a stun at the end. Or an entangle.
Yeah, but it's not that entangle's not bad. It really isn't. And that leech seed, and the fact that one of the biggest things about Tree is the fact that if you don't kill a tower, especially even late game, and it's back up to full health. I mean, it's just if you don't kill it, if it's just chip damage, it doesn't work against them. So you have to do a death push into the tower. So basically, it lets you fight on your terms at your towers if you're ready for it. So it's just one of those. That's kind of how. That's why I like Tree, because it changes the tempo of the game to better suit what you need to do. Because they can't do like a slow siege because it'll just be up to full health again.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of the Tree games, though, either have it where Tree is very useful and the entire team steamrolls and dominates, or Tree is a useless character that just gets, that is just a stun, but nobody can follow up with it.
Yeah.
So it all depends as to who the other lineup is behind the Tree and how well they do. Because that's sort of been a 50-50 shot with Tree. Almost.
Well, here's the thing. In Game 2, DK and Alliance, they let the Bat Rider slip through for DK, but they don't even ban out the Treant.
Well, it's one of those things where I think he said it, unless you see the right lineup, you don't always think that Treant is going to be effective, so it's tough. I mean, it's just one of those, because it is. But I mean, honestly, my favorite thing with Tree right now is early boots, Orb of Venom, and then that way you just go, you get your Leech Seed on, and so many people just get the first bloods because he hits like a freaking truck. You can't get away from him, and then it's just kind of like, well, who expected, when it first happened? Now it's a little bit more predictable because a lot of people have been doing it, but when it first happened, like that Boots first tree just came out of nowhere and just wrecked.
Yeah, so, it's just one of those things, though. I don't know. I've seen a lot of Treant being played, and I don't always agree with it. Like, there's quite a lot of times I don't see it being very useful.
My only comment with that tournament is, yes, you talked about there being, maybe they're just not being as innovative right now. But the problem is you have a tournament coming up with like, what is it, an $88 million prize pool right now?
Yeah.
So if I had any innovative strats, I don't think I'm going to be wasting them in the other tournaments leading up to the international right now. Well, now, granted, that's my thoughts on that one is maybe they're holding back now until the international comes.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Newbie beats them for third place as well. Let's see here, and they actually won 2-0, I think. Let me check, make sure. No, there was a game 3, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1, I think. Yeah, there it is.
But I mean, all these standard bans and stuff like that. Here's a Treant over on the other side, which Alliance won the first game with Treant.
Yeah. So
it's not bad. Second and third, Morphling hard carry. And second and the third, Newbie wins with Marana Bane. I believe the Shadow Demon got banned out, so.
Marana, just any setup for Marana. Marana's obviously popular right now to begin with, but a setup like that, like the Bane especially because you have Fiend's Grip and Nightmare, like you can just keep someone locked down forever with a Marana. Like it's just.
Well, I think that honestly, kind of talking about it, everybody picks the Marana Shadow Demon. I think the Marana Bane is a lot easier to hit an arrow with.
Yeah, the thing with the Marana Shadow Demon, though, is Shadow Demon is a little bit more versatile with his defensive disruptions. Where Bane, I mean, you kind of like...
You have defensive nightmares,
someone, and then it's tough to come off, but like it doesn't really work the same as Disruption. Like Disruption, especially with like a Bat Rider, like you just disrupt them and then it's over. Like it's not the Nightmare, it's one of those... You have to take the Nightmare off of them again, and it's just, you are locked down until you take that Nightmare, because you have to be ready for it. With the Disruption, all right, well, at least they're going to focus on someone else, because if they just sit there and wait for the Disruption to be over, you're not going to sit there, you're going to kill them while they're waiting, so it's one of those, like...
Yeah. Well, I think, like, last year's big picks, like, the Disruptor and stuff like that, I'd like to see more of.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like he can be played more versatile than a lot of these, like Shadow Demon, stuff like that, and even Bane.
He just punished his people for being out of position, is the thing. Like, Disruptor, it's one of those, if you're not completely paying attention or you do one bad TP... I actually think there was a game against Faceless with the Disruptor where they would just glimpse him back every single time you went into the fight or like to the chrono. Yeah, they would just glimpse him and it's like game over, like it's done. So it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's definitely a good counter pick for that. But just seeing Alliance go up against some of these Chinese teams and South Asia teams, or just Asian teams in general, I guess. Like I said, I was just hoping for a little more, especially after the talk that we had about how good they were going to be. But it is what it is.
I think it's still, I really do think they probably have some stuff up their sleeve that they just don't want us to. They're just kind of doing business as usual until, honestly, think about it. If you knew that you had a chance at $8 million, $9 million, you're going to sit there and you're going to cruise until it happens.
Oh, yeah. So. Well, speaking of the Compendium, does anybody want to open up the big book of the Compendium real quick?
Yeah, I already have it up.
I don't want to.
And someone shoot me the link on Steam to the external...
The external one? I don't even know that one.
Alright, I'll have to look it up. So, Vic, if you can, start going through. What is the actual pull up to? And is anybody gunning for 10 million?
Right now, the pull, it's actually been, after that sort of little period of not a lot of sales, then it just sort of spiked up. So last time we were at 6,800,000 trying to reach that goal. Now we're at 8,085,000 and that mostly happened in the past 3 days.
Now, anybody want to take a guess what that was for?
Probably when now that Steam is advertising it on Steam.
Payday!
Immortal items. Immortal items are out.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
everybody wants the immortal items. I saw that warlock staff on some guy the other day, and it was just one of those things. I want that warlock staff.
What does it do? Like, what does it drop a golem that's different, or what? Because each one has a little thing to it. Like I have a but. Like I have 2 of the lions, 2 of the tinkers, 2 of the pucks, 2 of the snipers, 2 of the axes, 2 of the storm spirits, the windrunner cape, the little crown that Owl has on CM, and then the death prophet thing. So I have them all, except for the like ultra rare ones, like the dragon, which I freaking want, and the warlock thing. But I don't know what it does. Like every single one of these, you get a new effect or like a new something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the warlock one does. I know the tinker boots give some sort of
it does another, like a rearm different animation, and also the TP animation.
That's what it is,
different.
TP animation.
The TP.
Windrunner does a different type of windwalk.
And her cape like flows. It looks so cool.
Yeah, and then I saw
it's cascade.
I saw Al do what was it? The scepter for CM, and it was nasty. Like the animation's like really good.
It's the like her thing changes, like
her Frost Nova.
Yeah. Ball light. I'm trying Storm Spirits right now.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit, you're like red and fly around because it's like the orchid hat or something like that.
Yeah.
So his ball lightning is like this freaking awesome red thing. Snipers is pretty cool too. His when you snipe, it almost looks like something out of like an anime, where it's just this giant like fiery bullet thing that bursts out. They're really cool. I really like them. I don't think it's like worth blowing millions of dollars on. But at least these ones are neat. Like it's.
Well, I'm sure the ultra rare is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, I really want to know because again, the Dragon Knight form, that's obvious. You turn into like that mechanized dragon, but I have no idea what the Warlocks is.
Yeah, I'd like to find out. Do you want to go through some of the qualifier goals real quick? Or qualifier predictions real quick that we jumped up like really bad week before last?
Yeah, well, I mean, in a single game, I think I got pretty decent, except for the crit and the first blood. Those are the only 2 that I messed up on.
I messed up. I had 22 out of 100.
Let's see where I'm at. I sucked, I think. Well,
I mean, overall, I got like 24 out of 100, but in the single game qualifier prediction, and that one page,
I got 21 out of 100.
We want to go through them real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I got none on the first page.
None.
None.
Lag on the
second page. 2 on the.
Wow, Mick is lagging hardcore.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. Am I back?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, Vic, if you can, let's start going over these real quick to start off the first page, and we'll go through.
Alright, most kills across both teams. The right answer was 81 to 100.
Yeah, I think that was our prediction for that one.
Mm-hmm. And then the largest crit hit, their correct answer was 1200 to 1400. Ended up being Marana doing that.
What?
Yep. The highest gold per minute was 800 to 900 GPM.
Which we had.
Mm-hmm. Latest First Blood was actually pretty early on at 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
6 to 8 we also had.
And...
Courier kills...
2. Most courier kills in a game. And then earliest Roshan was after the horn. They came pretty close to doing it.
We're so close! Like, the horn happened, like, as he was dying. I was so mad. So mad.
And then we had... the next page is across all the qualifier games. The number of rampages was 0 to 5. Kills by neutrals, including Roshan. I think we sort of guessed too high on this because 9 to 12 is not correct, and I can't get the correct answer on that one. Hero denies 0 to 2 was not correct, so we might have.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah. Total courier kills 21 to 25 is also not correct.
Wow. I would have expected at least closer to that. You think it's higher or lower?
I believe it might be a bit lower. I haven't seen that ton of... Yeah. Courier kills.
Total kills throughout the entire qualifiers? I'd expect that to be a little higher, actually.
And then longest game time ended up being an hour and 20 minutes and 21 seconds.
Didn't we see a game that was... No, there was a game that was longer than that.
Apparently not, according to this.
No, we went through it last week, in fact, about how there was a game that was like... Yeah, and the Chinese...
It was like 100 minutes game time, wasn't it? So that's about an hour and...
No, we did say 121 was it, didn't we? I guess... Yeah, I'm thinking... Math wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, 81 to 90 minutes.
I think that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
And the shortest game, too, I was off by 40 freaking seconds. 40 seconds. It's 17 to 20, and it was 20-40. It's like, really?
Wow.
No, I got that one. I did get that one. They gave it to me. I guess 20 minutes, 40 seconds is still technically 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. Aegis snatches, 1 to 3 was incorrect, so it must have been more than that, because I know there was at least one for sure.
Yeah. I'd assume there'd be a couple more than that. What's next?
Then we have, in a single game again, heroes with the most kills was not Shadow Fiend. It ended up being Axe.
Yeah, explain that shit to
tied
me.
With 22.
Slark, I remember that game. Obviously, that was the last game of the Eastern, or no, second to last, whichever one Slark was in. That was the third, right?
Third
game
one.
in. Yeah. So yeah, that game. Axe, I guess, just his ulti. That's the only thing I can sum that up to.
Where the hell does he get the mana to like dunk that many people?
Then we have heroes with the most deaths ended up being Ancient Apparition. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think we called that one.
I always pick like CM for that because poor CM always dies.
I did Shadow Demon.
She's got to be played to be picked though. Or to be...
Heroes with the most assists ended up being a three-way tie between Mirana, Undying, and Io at 27.
Now, see, that's what I don't get.
Undying, I like seeing play.
Yeah.
The one time he gets played, he gets a bunch of assists. Go figure. Like, I saw him, like, very rarely.
And then, I think I have only seen him in one game. Hero with the most last hits ended up being Gyrocopter.
Yeah, explain.
788.
See, I picked Luna, I think. And I would have thought
Shadow
Luna.
Fiend.
Shadow Fiend?
Yeah, because, I mean, that's what he does. He mids and jungles simultaneously.
Yeah. I would have thought it would have been a Shadow Fiend or a, definitely a Shadow Fiend or what's it called, a, Luna.
And then, hero with the highest gold per minute was Luna at 815.
I thought possibly a Naga, but I ended up going with Sneaker.
I think I went with Shadow Fiend.
I went with Shadow Fiend on that one too, and Luna just wrecked me. And then hero with the most tower damage ended up being Lycan. That's should have been easily predictable, but I failed that one as well. Since that's all that they did with Lycan.
Another Shadow Fiend for me.
And then highest healing. I don't know who the actual highest healer was, but it wasn't Darkseer, that's for sure.
Well, I wouldn't have expected Darkseer. I think I said Dazzle. Because, I mean, Dazzle, right?
I had
Chen?
That much? But,
well, it's all...
it was in a single game. Alright. Across all games again, we had hero with the most kills. It was not Shadow Fiend.
Who
and
was it?
I don't know who it was.
You don't know?
No, across this one, I'm not able to figure
it
out. Yeah. Hero with the most deaths is not Disruptor. I can tell you that. Most assists. Alright, let's just do the ones I do know. Hero that was banned the most was Batrider.
Batrider, I got that one.
Yeah, everybody.
And the
Murata
number
was my most pick. I thought it was going to happen. She was so, and then all of a sudden, nope, screw Murata.
Yeah, I thought that too. And then number of heroes never picked or banned was 11 to 15, and I would not be able to tell you which ones those are. I could name maybe 2.
We could probably guess some of those.
Because I'm fairly certain near the end, especially the Eastern, they started picking a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or at least banning like random people too.
I just had something up about that. Where'd it go?
Yeah, I'd really like to find the info on all of these.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a lot to calculate.
All right, in competitive Dota 2 in May, Spearbreaker was only picked 3 times. Ogre Magi was only picked 7 times. Omni was only picked 6 times. Warlock was only picked 9.
Why does he have to lag?
Just 11, Spence 16, Pudge 18. So I mean, down the list of those are going to be a lot of the ones that.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
But those are the predictions. If anybody knows the actual ones, maybe somebody else we know knows the actual predictions for that last page.
I'll find them eventually. But it's all right. Well, guys, I guess since everybody has something to do today, we're gonna call this one short. As everybody, I think
we're not gonna have another 2-hour recording.
No, Bandit had to move for some reason. Armin's sick, so hope he gets better. Tally's lazy, and I give up.
I'm done.
Well, next week, hopefully, I won't have to do something.
Hey, what is that going on?
We have D&D.
Oh, that's right. Calvin's excited about.
He's excited, and he's been spam texting me. I'm pretty sure.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Tell him shut up.
Telling me to get to his house so that we can play. I also have all the character sheets.
You gotta love it. Alright guys, well that does it for this episode of Dota 2 Weekly. All 30 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
As always, feel free to like and subscribe. Hopefully next week we can actually have people.
And don't forget, people are good, and selling the cheese is always fun.
Alright guys, say goodbye.
See ya.